Looks like I've got dandruff. Probably have. It's snowing. Didn't really need to say that, did I? It was pretty obvious. If I was a normal human being, I'd probably stay inside with a hot chocolate, watch a film, and look at the pretty snow from my window. And I would very much like to do that. However, the photographer in me is intrigued. The point of this video, the point of me being outside in the cold, is because I want to try and take photos that scare me. Now that sounds a little bit weird, but let me explain. Let me briefly explain by what I mean when I say I want to take photos that scare me. This starts with a video I watched very recently by Jamie Windsor, another YouTuber, another photographer. Now I want to link his video down below because I think if you're watching this video and you don't know what I'm talking about, you definitely need to watch the video that I watched of his. His video talks about a thing called Liminal Spaces, and specifically about a photographer called Todd Hido. And Todd Hido is definitely my inspiration for the photos that I'm taking this evening. Long story short, Todd Hido takes photos of liminal spaces. If you'd never heard of that phrase before, then don't worry because I didn't know about it either. But you will definitely have experienced what I'm about to tell you. Liminal spaces are things of everyday objects, everyday subjects, and everyday environments. But they feel uncomfortable, they feel different, they feel out of the ordinary. This could be walking down the school hallway at night when no one else is there. This could be empty car parks or the supermarket at night and you're the only one down one of the aisles. You know that feeling that something just isn't right? It's a little bit eerie. That's the feeling I'm talking about. In my opinion, to sum up what a liminal space is, it's a feeling of emptiness. It's a feeling of loneliness in a space that isn't lonely. A feeling of emptiness in a space that isn't empty, or isn't usually empty. Now Todd Hido is an expert at this kind of photography, taking photos of interiors of empty houses, exteriors of houses on the street that look lonely. Before I come across Todd Hido's photography and Jamie Windsor's video explaining everything that I'm saying now, I had not seen this type of photography before, but I definitely experienced it in real life and through films as well. So 28 days later, you know, walking through London, but it's a ghost town. Doesn't really make sense. London, ghost town. Weird. The point I'm getting to is that I've come out tonight to try and take photos of things that are usually busy, but obviously in this certain situation, we're in lockdown, it's snowing, it's freezing cold, everything's dead, and I'm in the middle of a town. So this is a good opportunity for me to try and take some liminal space photography and capture that empty, lonely, weird feeling that those type of photos bring. And obviously you can see throughout this video, if the photos do that or not, then I've done the job. If the photos don't do that, then I've just taken bad photos. Something's making a really loud beeping noise. That's a little bit freaky in itself. Whilst we're on the topic of me poorly explaining what a liminal space is, one of my friends, Pete, took a photo back in summer that he recently posted on Instagram of a liminal space, and I'll post it on screen now. It's a photo of a restaurant, a cafe, but it's empty. And the reason I love this photo that he posted is because the photo looks busy without there being anyone inside the restaurant. There's lots of chairs stacked on each other, the empty tables. It kind of looks like there's a lot going on, but there isn't. The restaurant's empty, so in theory it should be a boring photo. There's no subject. Emptiness is a subject within itself. The chairs and the tables being stacked and there being no one inside a place where there's usually people inside is what makes the photo so appealing, if appealing is the right word. So I'm back in the car park that I started this video at, and I want to try to wrap up some of my thoughts here, because I started this video saying that I want to take photos of things that scare me, and taking photos of liminal spaces doesn't always have to be scary. That photo that Pete took of the empty cafe definitely didn't scare me, but it made me feel a certain type of way. And most of Todd Hido's photos make me feel a certain type of way. And there was one photo specifically that I posted on my Instagram story. I asked you guys to reply on my story and tell me how the photo made you feel, and everyone pretty much gave the same response. It makes them feel lonely, it makes them feel empty. Even one person said it makes them feel like the start of a new beginning, which I think is interesting. But this photo that I'm talking about, I'll put it on screen, literally scared me. Something about the way it's composed, the lighting, the fact that the cupboard doors are slightly open. It didn't send shivers down my spine, but it almost did, basically, is what I'm saying. And when any type of photography makes you feel something, and I don't mean to sound pretentious, I don't mean to sound like some snobby photographer, but not every photo does this, you know, maybe 1 in 100 photos makes you feel something, but that's definitely what Todd Hido's photography does. It makes me feel something. It makes me feel alone, it makes me feel scared, and these words are typically quite negative, and I don't mean that Todd Hido's photography is bad. I mean, it's so good that it makes me feel a certain type of way. I don't really know what I'm saying, but that's what I've tried to do tonight. I've done a big loop of town. The snow is getting quite bad now, so I'm gonna get back inside. I'm excited to see the photos. I'm excited to hear your opinion of the photos as well, because this is definitely not my usual type of photography, but I think it's important to take inspiration from other photographers and test it out for yourself and see if, you know, you can replicate the feeling that I had when I saw Todd Hido's photography. If I can in any way myself create some kind of feeling from the photos. And just quickly on the topic of inspiration, there's a difference between taking inspiration, applying it to your own work, and then taking inspiration and just blatantly copying someone. Now, I think I've just blatantly copied Todd Hido's style with the photos you've seen in this video. I don't know, maybe that's a topic for a whole other video itself. Now I'm gonna get inside, have a hot chocolate, go to bed. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, check out that video by Jamie Windsor that I explained earlier, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.
Thank you.